Welcome to Providing Clean Water to Afghanistan, a presentation by Raven Blakeney, Nick Bowman, Keith Manuel, Paul Walko, and Jeremy Young.
The current water crisis in Afghanistan is very dire. Currently, there is very limited access to safe drinking water. Approximately 13% of the Afghani population has access to improved water resources. While in some places water is physically scarce, mostly it's an issue of infrastructure. Throughout the years of war and turmoil in Afghanistan, there is very little infrastructure to transport water of any kind. In addition, any resources of water are often polluted and filled with contaminants that can cause waterborne sicknesses such as diarrhea and typhoid. In addition, the high demand for water in Afghanistan constrained the supply. Approximately 80% of the population is involved in agriculture, and 99% of water resources go towards agriculture. In conclusion, we believe we need to find a way to create safe drinking water for the Afghani population, as well as create a system in which the demand for water is lessened in agriculture.
In our project, we will use decentralized distillation systems and drip irrigation systems. Both systems used are small and efficient and will be placed in areas of relatively high population density to ultimately fulfill our goal of providing clean water to Afghanistan.
One of our key methods of cleaning water is to use distillation units. Simply, these systems work by filling a holding tank with dirty water and then heating that water to form vapor and leaving the contaminants behind. If you keep the holding tank hot and constantly pump water into it, you can get a steady stream of clean water coming out the other side through a condensation column and into a holding tank. This method allows you to set up small units in many spots along rivers and provide a slow yet steady source of constant water to a small population.
The second part of our design is a drip irrigation system. This system uses a series of hoses with holes in them. The water travels from the distillation unit to the reservoir and then through the hoses towards the crops. Then the water drips directly onto the root area of the plants.
For both of the systems that will be implemented, there are benefits. For the distillation unit, it provides clean water efficiently, it's easy to install, and can be used in a variety of environments. And the distillation units have relatively small outputs and will be able to adapt to the rural population distribution. The drip irrigation system reduces water usage by 30 to 50% due to its ability to send water directly to the roots of the plants, thus reducing water usage.
To do our cost analysis for the distillation units, we first looked up how much water people require per day to stay healthy. We found that they require about 0.8 gallons of water a day. And with the machines that we're buying pumping out 7,000 gallons per day of water, each machine could accommodate approximately 8,750 people. Factoring Afghanistan's population of 33,550,000, we estimated that we require about 3,800 machines. Each machine that we were looking at cost $6,395, which brings our raw cost for parts to about $25 million. This estimate is extremely low for the actual cost because we're not factoring in the transportation or the labor cost to install and maintain the units.
The cost for our drip irrigation system would be around $4.87 billion. This was calculated by taking the cost per acre, which is around $500 per acre, and multiplying it by the 9.7 million acres of farmland used.
Our schedule to provide clean water for Afghanistan will include 11 steps over a 10-week period. The first step is to develop a design which will be done in 3 weeks over the 10-week period. The second step is to identify the project cost, which will be done in 2 weeks. The third step is to determine the required employees, which will be done in 3 weeks. The fourth step is to determine the required materials, which will be done in 3 weeks. The fifth step is to research the optimal placement, which will be done in 3 weeks. The sixth step is to hire the required employees and workers, which will be done in 2 weeks. The seventh step is to prepare the required materials for deployment in Afghanistan, which will be done in 1 week. The eighth step is to prepare the area for deployment, which will be done in 2 weeks. The ninth step is to place the distillation units in Afghanistan, which will take place over a 2-week period. The 10th step is to teach the surrounding community about the equipment that we have deployed, which will take place over a 3-week period. And the 11th step is to record statistics which will be used for future research.
It is important that we make sure that this project is completed ethically. In order to do this, we will implement certain features. First of all, the contractor working on this project will be working in conjunction with the local population. This will make sure that nothing in the project can negatively impact the community, and will also help ensure local ownership of the resources. In addition, the main person we employ will make sure everything that goes on in the project will agree with the International Labor Organization standards. And we will make sure that we always have at least one person from the main team to oversee and to make sure the employees are not missing anything important.
The current situation in Afghanistan has been described by many environmentalists as a crisis. With most of the country struggling to find access to clean water, something needs to be done to fix this pertinent issue. Our proposal could both increase the access to clean water for thousands of people, as well as decrease the demand for water in agriculture. Decentralized distillation systems would allow people to get easy access to clean water without the danger of waterborne illness by ridding the water of dangerous contaminants. Drip irrigation systems decrease the amount of water needed for agriculture and would make water usage more efficient and less wasteful. Between these two features, the water crisis in Afghanistan would be dramatically reduced. Access to clean water is a part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and this is a cause of the utmost importance. For these reasons, we are looking for an investment from a non-governmental organization to help fund our project.